Halli, hallo, hello, hello. Is anyone there? Can you hear me? Is anyone watching right now? Hello? Can someone please just tell me if the sound is working, if you can see me properly? Well, I will take the silence as a yes. Okay? So today we are going to talk about genitive. Woohoo! Maybe yes, maybe no for some people, maybe yes. A lot of people love to talk about grammar, German grammar. And genitive is a topic that usually people learn when they're already like A2, B1. But it's quite easy. So that's why I also decided to start with this one because it's a topic we usually don't talk that much about. And there are a few reasons why people don't focus so much on genitive, right? But, well, it's still a case in the German language that is quite important. It hasn't been completely excluded yet. So, yeah, okay, we are going to talk about it today. I mean, when I did this live in Portuguese, it was like about 40 minutes. So, I'm guessing now in English it's gonna be around the same time. Okay. So, if you're arriving, please just leave a hello and tell me if you can hear me, yes or no. Okay, we are going to have also some exercises later to do. So let's go. Let me see. Can you read there? I think I'm gonna change it here. Okay, so that you can see me. Yeah, there you go. Very good. Okay, so what is genitive? How do we use it? And I mean, where it comes from? Why does it exist? Okay, so genitive indicates a possession. Okay, it's in the idea it's quite similar to possessives in the English language, and of course indicates to whom or to what something or someone belongs. Although people can't really belong to anyone, but that's basically the idea. Okay, and when we want to ask whose is this? Okay, in English we would ask whose, right? Who does this belong to? Whose? In German, we are going to use wessen. Okay, so for example, here, wessen Haus ist das? Whose house is this? Okay, so this house belongs to whom? Okay, and then the answer, das ist das Ferienhaus eines Freundes. So where is the genitive here? So we have eines, es here, and Freundes, es here again. Okay, so those two es's, they are indicators of genitive. Okay, so basically here it says that the house belongs to a friend. Okay, but as you can see, we don't use the verb belong. So here, the context is telling us that the house is from a friend. Okay? So this is also something that differentiates the genitive from accusative or dative, for example. If you already learned it, I'm not sure, I mean, if you who is watching, if you already learned, yes or no, the dative and accusative. Okay, so if you have already learned it, you will remember that accusative and dative, they have some verbs that require them, right? So for example, ich habe requires accusative. Ich habe einen Hund. Einen Hund is accusative. Ich helfe, helfen requires dative. Ich helfe meiner Mutter, dative. In genitive, we don't have verbs that require the use of genitive. Okay, so that's why we use genitive a lot less, number one. Number two, we have prepositions that require still. And so prepositions and the use of the possessive. I mean, sentences where we want to indicate that something belongs to someone or to something. Okay, so those are the only two cases where we use genitive in German. So there's no verb that requires genitive, not that I know at least. I've learned long time ago to never say never, but at least don't know of any. Okay, so let's remember again then. Genitive indicates possession. And if we want to ask whose from English, in German, we are going to say wessen. Okay, so wessen is basically whose from the English language. Okay, so wessen Haus ist das? Whose house is this? This is the, well, vacation home of a friend, eines Freundes. Okay, so let's continue here. No, it's too small. Let's continue here. Later we can then have them by side. But why is it that the name of this life was genitive is in extinction? Why is it that people are stopping to use genitive? Because of this here. In everyday life, people are using more and more von plus dative instead of genitive because it's the same idea basically. Okay? So, for example, instead of saying das Ferienhaus meines Freundes, a lot of people are saying das ist das Ferienhaus von einem Freund. Okay, it's the same thing, really. It means exactly the same thing, but here you are using von plus dative instead of meines Freundes genitive. So because we already use so much dative everywhere, it sounds maybe more natural to keep using dative, okay? And that's why genitive is dying out, okay? That's why people are using it less and less every single day. Okay, any questions, anything, please? It doesn't matter if you're watching it live now or if you're going to watch it later, okay? In any moment, if you have a question, please just leave it in the comments. Okay, so I will continue. And if you have a question, just ask it and then I will answer as soon as I can. So, no, this one we did it already. Just a second, please. I'm sorry. But this is the one we already saw as well. So, here. That's the one. So, when we have what we call given names or proper names, it's like the names of people, names of places, okay? Then the rule is a bit different from the normal German rule, but is very similar to what you to what you would use in the English language. So, for example, many people will say das Haus von Martin, and this is right. Or if you want to use the genitive, Martin's house. As you can see here, in English, we would need an apostrophe between Martin and the S. In German, we don't use it. Okay? Martin's house or das Haus von Martin. Both are right. It really is a matter of choice. Okay? You can choose whatever you prefer. Okay? What feels more comfortable, easier. Das Haus von Anna. Annas, das Haus, not das Haus. Das Auto von Anna. Annas Auto. Okay? Das sind die Kinder von Petra. Das sind Petras Kinder. Das ist der Vater von Klaus. Das ist Klaus' Vater. So as you can see here in this last one, because Klaus already has an S in the end, we are not going to add an extra S. We then, yes, use the apostrophe to indicate that something is missing. Okay, that there's something extra that could or should be here, but isn't. And in this case, it's the S. Okay, I will continue. Oh, this whole presentation, if you want, okay, it's gonna be a PDF. And the link, I will share with you the link in the end. It's gonna be also in the description. I'm going to leave it also. I'm guessing in the comments, okay, so that you can enter. It's a Telegram group, so that you can enter, and there you can find all the PDFs. Well, I mean, we are going to have quite a few lives, okay, until this whole quarantine is over. So yes, then if you go there, you can find the PDFs, you can find the links to quite a few things. I will also try to send you audios, and well, I mean, it's a channel where we can have more contact, okay? Because on Instagram and here and other places, it's a bit more complicated to have like a real conversation, but there it's gonna be easier, okay? So let's continue here. So yeah, now we can leave it here. So how does it look like? I mean, how can I recognize? How do things become genitive? How do they change? Okay, so when we are talking about definite articles, der, die, das, and die. So the first der is masculine, die is feminine, das is neuter, and this last die is the plural. Okay, so der becomes this in genitive. Die becomes der in genitive, das becomes this, and die plural becomes der. So as you can see, basically you have to remember two rows or two words, this and der. Because yeah, I mean, masculine and neuter become this. Both these, the feminine and the plural, they are going to become there. So easy, quite easy, right? We only have to remember two things here, this and there. And then if we are talking about indefinite articles, so a in English, basically, so der, die, das is basically the in English, and ein is a in English. For example, a house. Okay, so this would be indefinite article. A house, ein Haus. And then an indefinite article, when it becomes genitive, ein is going to become eines, eine will become einer, and ein is going to become eines. And as you can see, the plural is not here. Why is that? Do you have any idea? Any idea? It is because we don't have an indefinite article in plural. Okay? Just like in English, I mean, you don't have like a houses. It doesn't make any sense, does it? So you just say houses. Okay? So in German, it's exactly the same thing. So we have the definite, the houses, die Häuser, but we don't have a houses. I'm well, we what we could say is like a few or something like this, right? But we don't really have an indefinite article that translates, that is used here for the plural. Okay, I'm going to continue. As you have questions, please just ask them. So let's hide this one and take it away. And then, have we seen this one? No, we have not. I hope you can see it, okay? It's just because, yes, my picture, then I think it's gonna be over some of the text. Let me just take this one away here. Just one moment, please. There we go. So yeah, otherwise you have two times the logo. You don't need that, right? So, again, the names of things in genitive usually are going to have an extra s attached to it. So not just der, die, das is going to change in German, also the nouns, also the names are going to change when we are speaking, when we are talking about genitive. Okay? So, and this these words, those names, they can be to the right or to the left of the noun if we are talking about proper names. Okay, so for example, Tokyo, oh well, let's go to German. Tokyo is die Hauptstadt Japans. So here's right, okay? Japans. Tokyo is Japans Hauptstadt. So here is left, okay? So both are right, both are possible. You can choose, okay? You can choose if you want to give the possession or say who something belongs to before or after you say what belongs to, okay? In English, usually it has to be before, right? Usually it has to be on the left. In German, sometimes it can come on the right, okay? In those cases. And then when the genitive isn't a given name, like it's not Japan, is not the name of a person, is not the name of a place, then usually it's going to be on the right of the noun that it's referring to, that it's talking about. Okay? For example, das ist das Fahrrad meines Bruders. Okay, so first I'm talking about the thing that belongs, das Fahrrad, and then I say who it belongs to, meines Bruders. Okay, again, you could here just change it and say von meinem Bruder. Okay, it's what most people use in daily life, but I mean, you will find it probably in the news, in books. If you're going to do like a Goethe or any type of certificate, you probably are going to have to use and know how to use genitive. Okay, so let's continue here. Let's hide this one and take it away and then show this one here. So how does it change? How do I know exactly what you have to put at the end of the nouns? Because as you can remember, the Adidas will change, but also the nouns are going to change. So basically, masculine and neuter nouns, they are going to get an extra S at the end, okay? Especially if they have more than one syllable. What is a syllable? It's the way you divide a word when you are speaking. So basically, some words have just one syllable, like house or hair, okay? So they're small, they only have one syllable. And some words have two or more syllables, like fata, okay? Fata. You have two syllables here, okay? And in those words where that are a little bit bigger, you just add an extra s. Fata, fatas. Fahrer, fahrers. Okay? But when you have like words that only have one syllable, like house, or that end with S, double S, SZ, TSCH, X, Z, or Z, depending where you come from, and TZ or TZ, then you are going to need ES at the end. So, for example, house becomes houses. Okay? I mean, but it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, house, besides being a small word, it also, I mean, it ends with an S. So it would be funny to just add an extra S. It would not change anything in the sound. So, house, house, house. Maybe we would like make it a little bit longer, but still it wouldn't make any sense. So here we add an ES so that it sounds properly. Okay, so we can really show people here there was a change. Okay, and also the words that finish with nis and a no I and is. As you can see here, we have ES, an extra ES, but also an extra S. So you have now double S, ES. Okay? Nis, nisses. Okay? Verhältnis, Verhältnisses when we are speaking genitive, when we are talking about genitive. Okay? And then feminine and plural nouns don't have a specific ending for the genitive. So usually in words that are feminine and plural, we are not going to see changes. Okay? Also because a lot of them already changed, right? A lot of them have like an extra N already and things like this. So they usually don't change, okay? Usually. So there are exceptions. There can be exceptions, of course, but if you are in doubt, just keep using Frau, Frau, die Frau, der Frau, okay? A lot of them are not going to change anything. So we continue here. Oh, so now we are getting to the good stuff. Any questions, people? I'm not sure how many people are watching it. You're very, very quiet. I know it's the first live and everything, but people are very quiet right now. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, just type them. It doesn't matter if I'm still live or if you're watching it later. It's going to be available on the YouTube channel. Okay, so you can just watch it in your own time and I will answer. Okay, I will answer all your questions. If there's any doubt, if you didn't understand anything I said so far, or I'm still going to say. Okay, so remember, as I said, genitive is being less and less used in the case of possessive because most people are using von plus dative. But when we are talking prepositions, then we still see genitive. Okay, there are some prepositions that we still use, we still know, we use quite a lot. Okay, and in those cases, genitive is yes, still necessary. So that's why we have to understand and know how to use it. Okay, so first preposition here, innerhalb. Basically, it means inside of. Okay, so this preposition indicates a limit. So we have to stay like inside of something. Okay, a limitation, right? So there are boundaries here. Example, das Rauchen ist innerhalb des Schulgebäudes verboten. What does it mean? Smoking inside of the school building is forbidden. Okay, smoking inside, innerhalb, from the school. See how in English we would use from the. Okay, in German we don't have from the. We say already the school building because of the genitive. Because with genitive, it already means all of that. Okay, innerhalb des Schulgebäudes verboten, so it's forbidden. Außerhalb is the contrary of innerhalb. So innerhalb is inside of, außerhalb is outside of. Okay, again, it indicates a limitation because you can be inside, you have to be outside of those boundaries. Okay, so example here, unsere Freunde wohnen außerhalb von Hamburg. What does it mean? Our friends live outside of Hamburg. I mean, here you have like a circle, the limits of the city of Hamburg, or well, city that is also a state, but let's call it a city. Okay. So here you have the boundaries of the city of Hamburg, and they live outside of it. Okay. Let's continue here. So here we have the two most used prepositions that require genitive. So pay attention, please. Okay. Während means during. Okay. A time duration. Here, usually two things happen at the same time because while something was happening, the other thing was happening too. Okay. So, example. Während ihres Studiums haben die meisten Studenten wenig Geld. So during the time of university, during university, the most students, die meisten Studenten, most students have little money. Okay, so during that period, okay, so it gives us like a span of time. Okay, so the time was passing, and while the time was passing, something was happening. Okay, and the other preposition that we use a lot here is vegan. But, but, as you will see here, dative is also meddling here now. So, with vegan, we can already use dative. Okay, so usually you're going to see dative being used with vegan in informal situations when people are speaking to you. When people are being formal, when people are writing books, are talking on the news, they are still going to use genitive here. But in informal situations, in everyday situations, people are already using vegan with dative. So, yeah, as you can see, genitive really is being excluded slowly from the informal language, at least. Okay? So, example. Manchmal kann man sich wegen des Lärms nicht konzentrieren. What does it mean? Sometimes you cannot concentrate because of the noise. So I think I forgot to say, right? So vegan is because of, okay? So sometimes it's difficult to concentrate because of the noise. Vegan because of. Okay, so pay attention. Während, wegen, the two most used prepositions that require genitive. I mean, if you remember nothing else from this life, please just remember these two prepositions. Okay? Innerhalb, außerhalb, we did already. So now comes this one. Angesichts. So here, those three we don't use so much. So if you want, you can jump this forward. Okay? Angesichts, in view of, given. Even in English, we don't use that much, right? So, angesichts des Elends der Obdachlosen wurden größeren Summen gespendet. So, in view of the suffering of the homeless, um, a bigger amount of money was donated. Okay. So angesichts, in view of, or given the suffering of the homeless. Okay. As you can see, S everywhere, right? Unless the word, the noun is feminine or plural. Aufgrund, due to, because of. As you will see, oh boy, yeah, there's some mistakes here. I'm going to change them before I send you the PDF later, okay? As you can see, aufgrund and infolge are similar, are even like synonyms, okay? So you could choose which one you would like to use in a sentence. So, aufgrund der Zeugenaussage wurde er freigesprochen. Aufgrund, so due to, because of oh my god, what's it called in English? Because of the statement of the witness, he was set free. Freigesprochen, so he was set free. Okay, so because of or due to the, I just said the word, oh my god, my memory, statement. Because of the statement of the witness, he was set free. Or infolge, same meaning, due to, because of. Infolge des Schadens musste das Auto in die Werkstatt gebracht werden. Because of the Schadens, because of the oh my god, of the well, a car can't really have an injury, but because of the problems in the car, it had to be taken to a mechanic. Okay, can someone remember how you call that in English? A Schaden because of the oh my god, I have no idea. It's complete blackout right now. See, that's what happens when you do a live. Sometimes you have blackouts. But the most important thing here is infolge aufgrund. Okay, so see that also here, instead of saying aufgrund, we could have said infolge. Infolge der Zeugenaussage. It would mean the same, okay, due to or because of. No change whatsoever. Okay? And then we have, no, that's the same. Let me take this one away. Here, now, yes. So now we have another three prepositions, and one of them, trotz, is more used than the other ones, or statt as well. Anstatt, statt, we also use. So those here we use a bit more than the ones we just saw, but still nothing like wegen während. Okay? So, trotz, despite. Gestern haben wir trotz des Regens einen Spaziergang gemacht. So, yesterday, despite the rain, we went for a walk. Okay? So, despite of. So, even though it was raining, we went outside. Trotz. Mit Hilfe, by means of, with the help of. And it's funny, right? Because we already have a preposition mit and then we have Hilfe. And for some reason, after that, or maybe because here we really are giving like the possession, who gave the help. Maybe. Could be. Or who the help belongs to, if you want. Okay. So, das kann man nur mit Hilfe eines Spezialists lösen. So we can only solve that with the help of or by the means of the help of a specialist. Okay? So, with the help of a specialist, only a specialist can help us solve this problem. Okay? And statt is instead of. So, it's quite similar. Statt instead of. Statt eines Vermögens hinterließ seiner Familie nur Schulden. So, instead of leaving them with some money or houses or something like this, he just left them with debt. So instead of statt. And as you can see, the eines Vermögens, eines Spezialists, des Regens, as everywhere. Okay? So not only this, but also in the noun, we can see the extra s being added. So yes, when you are seeing something in English, in German, and you see an s, there's a big chance the person is using genitive, unless the words is in plural and it's like a word that was imported. In any other case, it's because it's genitive. Okay? So here now we have some exercises, but it only makes sense for us to do those exercises if you are here to do it with me. So what we are going to do is, the live is here and you can watch it. When you access the Telegram, let me leave the Telegram here. Where is it? Here. Do you see the link there? So it's going also to be in the description and in the comments, okay? So when you access the Telegram, you are going to have this PDF, okay? And then let me change here so you can, yeah, there you go. So, and then please do the exercises, okay? Put those phrases in genitive, okay? You have the answer right here, okay? you have the answer here as well. Okay. You're going to have all you are going to have all the answers in the PDF. And if you have questions, please ask here or contact me through Telegram or something like this. Okay. Please, 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 please don't stay with any doubts. Whatever it is, just ask me and I'm going to answer you as soon as I can. Okay? So, I'm still debating about the best time to do this the next week and the best day of the week. Okay, but next week we are going first to have the next live is going to be on learning how to learn German. Okay, because I think it's very important as well for us to see the best ways to remember words and learn words and how to revise stuff and things like this. Okay. Review stuff, review content you already learned because this is something that in courses in school no one really talks about and it really is important. Okay. I really do think it's a very important topic because I mean, when you understood how your memory works, when you understand how you learn best, because everyone learns differently. Everyone, because that's why there's no like one solution for everyone. There are a few things that you can do that people then can adapt more easily to the way they learn best. But that's why there isn't like one course or one thing that is like perfect for everyone because that just doesn't exist because people are different. Okay? So that's why we are going also to focus not only on grammar topics, but we are also going to focus on how we learn. How does your brain work? How does memory work? How do we remember best? Should we write? Should we just listen? Should we do exercises and things like this? Okay, so I will see you next time. Thank you for watching and bye bye.